Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome to the demo for Chains of Freedom from Nordcurrent Labs, a story-driven turn-based tactical CRPG featuring surprisingly high production values, including full voice acting, as well as a gridless XCOM Lite combat system. And I've got to say, having played through the demo once in my downtime, it gives me some pretty strong bearded ladies vibes. You know, Mutant Year Zero, Corruption 2029, Miasma Chronicles. Stronger in some ways, but weaker in others, though close enough that I actually had to double check just to make sure that this was not, in fact, Bearded Ladies under a different name. But no, Bearded Ladies is a Swedish dev team. This one is apparently Lithuanian. And while Nordcurrent has apparently made several other games in the past, this, as far as I can tell, is the first turn-based tactical CRPG. That said, easily one of my highlights for this quarter's Steam Next Fest, so thought it was well worth sharing. We'll jump in, kick the tires, take this thing for a spin, and while I have already played it once in my off time, hopefully I'll find at least one or two things I missed my first time through. Chains of Freedom from Nordcurrent Labs. Here we go.
Life. It's different now. When that meteorite unleashed a hostile disease, altering life in unimaginable ways, the sovereignty stepped up when no one else would. They eradicated corruption, contained the bizarre mutations, and led us from the brink of collapse into the era of prosperity that we cherish today. Now, there's finally a world where we're not constantly living in fear. A stability we can count on.
Quit dreaming, Corbin. We're almost there.
6 minutes to target.
Burn this into your retinas, boys. Dr. Svetlov, a revolutionary with a vendetta against the sovereignty.
Its light never dim.
Intel says he's got mind control abilities. How do we defend against it?
Mind control only works if you have a mind, Derek. So you're in the clear.
We know his mind control bioweapon isn't airborne. We're safe as long as we stay away. So, keep your distance. All right, let's take this lunatic down for messing with the sovereignty.
May its light never dim.
5 minutes to target.
I still don't get it. What's the point of rebelling against the sovereignty?
Keeps you employed, peacekeeper.
But what's Ven-
Oh, what the hell was that? Prepare for crash landing.
Parachutes now!
Chains of Freedom.
Derek, you're not done yet. Come on. Derek.
Light never dim. What the... Did the missile take us down?
I don't think it was a missile. It was something else.
Where are the others?
Fidel and Sola shoot it off.
Oh, right, I should note. They do make you hold to exit dialogue segments, which does feel a bit weird in conjunction with the full voice acting, because obviously you've already finished listening to it. I guess it keeps it open so you can review the text log. It just holding to confirm that you're done. I'm not sure I've ever seen that in a CRPG before.
A charred mass of unusable equipment surrounds the wreckage of the Sovereign L-13. The helicopter's windshield, shattered by a violent impact, suggests a sudden loss of control that led to the crash. Unrecoverable ammunition dots the area, adding to the bleakness. From the pilot's seat, a blood trail snakes through the debris and vanishes into a dark cave nearby.
Let's follow the blood. Leads to that cave.
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. He probably just got launched out that window and then, I don't know, rolled into the cave.
That's not where the blood trail leads.
Maybe we should check our backs before we go looking for the pilot?
Not if that costs us his life.
I mean, I gotta tell you, Corbin, I don't think he made it.
Peacekeepers, do you copy?
Corbin here. Derek's with me. The pilot is missing.
Your gear intact?
Affirmative. The bird's toast, though.
We see your smoke. Now listen up. Svetlov's followers might be brain dead, but they're not blind. Get the fuck away from the wreck. Find the pilot and assume a defensive position. In that order. That clear?
Yes, sir. Over and out.
All right. Let's go find our pilot, who's definitely still alive. Come on, Derek, my good friend, who I noticed wasn't on the front. Oh, hey, actually. Look at that, you're on a loading screen. I was about to poke fun at you for not being in the, on the main menu. Maybe you'll survive this after all. Probably not that guy, though.
Did you hear that? Something's there. Shh. Ready your gun. Sovereign, protect us. May its light never dim.
Yeah, but they said.
Is that Eden?
It has to be. Damn. Never seen anything like this before. It's even more ugly than I pictured.
Well, forget how it looks. It's still Eden. Any mistake here could be our last. Watch your back.
Why are you worried? We're immunized.
Doesn't mean I feel good being this close. You know what they can do.
Do I?
Inside the cave, a sprawling Eden biocrystal formation looms. Its jagged edges cast long, dark shadows along the damp cave walls. The air reeks of a sharp, vile stench, reminiscent of decay. The alien-like biocrystals spread like a malignant cancer throughout the cave, a disturbing blend of life and death.
Man, I do like that comic-style splash panel. We had one back with the helicopter crash, too. Which is a bit of an oddity, because, like, they have a voice narrator and everything, but they actually barely show up in the demo. I think we get, like, one more segment like that, which does kind of strike me as a bit of indecisiveness on the part of the developers as to how they wanted to present the narrative, since normally they usually just resort to the characters talking to each other.
Any sign of the pilot yet?
Your signal's breaking up. Repeat. We can't hear you. We're in a cave.
I think we should wait for them before we continue.
Get your shit together, Derek. Let's go.
Yeah, Derek, what's the worst that could happen? You're not still worried about the whole not being on the main menu thing, are you? You got a loading screen. You're fine. Everything's fine. I mean, hey, you're definitely better off than the pilot, at least. That guy didn't even get a proper name.
Doesn't work.
The power's cut off by the looks of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, there's our blood trail. Locked door. Also signs in a language I don't recognize. I'm gonna guess Lithuanian? Would make sense, given it's a Lithuanian studio.
Look.
Jesus! That's the pilot's arm! What the fuck did we get ourselves into?
You're a peacekeeper, man. Act like one.
Yeah, so keep that peace. You might want it back. Honestly, kind of amazing he survived long enough to scream.
Fuck. Look at all those bodies.
Yeah, probably not a great sign.
Oh, God!
Steady. Prepare to engage.
Oh, look at that beauty.
Time to get to work.
And combat. Or at least a very trimmed down version thereof. They do keep most of the features locked as you work your way through the tutorial stages. Also, rest in peace, nameless pilot. I'll just assume Edward Dewey. No, actually, wait, they retconned Ed out, didn't they? Yeah, they replaced him with, Kevin Dooley. Bonus points if you have any idea what I'm talking about. I used to be a huge horror nerd. Back in the days of actual B-horror cinema, before it all just became torture porn. Anyway, let's avenge our pilot, I guess. As it says here, although we are gridless, we are using a standard directional cover system with full and half. We also have a conventional action point system, albeit a bit more granular than your new age XCOM. Most characters have about 20 action points to play with. Nothing too out of the ordinary, but covers all the bases you'd expect.
Get some!
Derek, buddy, I can't help but notice this thing just ate a 3-round assault rifle burst and seems to be largely unfazed. Also, I can't move you away from it, so, you know, best of luck.
Let's make it happen.
Oh, okay, right. Don't worry, buddy, I've got you. Let me throw this precision pipe bomb to get it off your back. I actually do like that the damage does fluctuate ever so slightly based on exactly where you place it. Yeah, that probably went about as well as we could have hoped it would. 20 minutes earlier.
Merde! Think Corban and Derek got through all right?
They better have. We're on the edge of civilization now. The only welcome is gunfire out here.
That kind of hostility. It's normal out here, huh?
Far too normal. Earned my rank in places just like this. We need to regroup now before Svetlov's dirty lapdogs pick up our scent. Let's keep moving.
Merde. I guess Sola's French? Slightly unexpected. And now we're this guy.
Peacekeepers, do you copy?
Corbin here. Derek's with me. The pilot is missing.
Your gear intact?
Affirmative. The bird's toast, though.
We see the smoke. Now listen up. Svetlov's followers might be brain dead, but they're not blind. Get the fuck away from the wreck. Find the pilot and assume a defensive position. In that order. That clear?
Yes, sir. Over and out.
Gotta say, I like the other guy better. Corbin Dallas. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Fidel's not bad. He definitely hits a lot of your heavy-handed horror movie tropes, though. He's your classic, uncompromising squad leader. the sort of guy you just know they're eventually setting up to come into conflict with your main character, who I'm guessing is Corbin, as you inevitably discover that things might not be exactly what you thought they were. Though I've certainly been wrong before. I mean, we only get a glimpse of the story in this demo, so perhaps the full launch will hit me with a surprise curveball or two. Got some rations there. Can't actually look at them just yet, though, since we have not yet unlocked the inventory. Also, I'll say this game could definitely benefit from like a mini-map or compass rose or something to help with navigation.
In the face of evil, bless us with redemption. Eden spread biocrystal formations. They ravaged the mind and body without mercy.
Poor bastard. Look, there's a key around his neck.
Take it, but mind yourself. You don't want to end up like him.
Eden's safe, if you're immunized.
Those biocrystals are deadly, Private. We're not under the Sovereign's watchful eye here. Ignorance could cost us.
Yeah, I'm gonna say those might be slightly dangerous. Immunized or not, especially given the fate of our pilot and probably Derek. Though, I mean, let's be fair, Derek's fate was at least partially on Corbin.
We've got company.
Are those Eden mutations?
In the face of evil, bless us with redemption.
Are we just not concerned about this third person who keeps showing up in our group chants? Yeah, I'm sure it's fine. Chaser. Mindlessly charges towards its prey to attack. Intel, heavily mutated civilians who fell victim to Eden contamination. Driven by primal instincts, they roam the landscape in packs. Observed to exhibit cannibalistic behavior. Pretty stereotypical zombie-type mook. Though I do like that illustration. You know, much like with the Splash comic panels, I find that art style very reminiscent of, like, late 90s, early 2000s indie comics. Feels a bit dated now, but it does hit a nice, strong, nostalgic chord, at least for me. Sorry, I'm old. Anyway, we've got a fairly basic fight on our hands.
I'm here.
With a bit more tactical freedom this time out. Albeit still very limited, since we are still essentially in the extended tutorial. We're also very light on actual resources. Handgun with 6 bullets and a combat knife. Three enemies right on top of us. We can only reasonably drop 2. Note the slight discrepancies in stats between our squaddies. Fidel's a bit tankier, but also a bit slower.
Took one out.
Nice, nice. Fall back. For all the good that'll do you.
Drop one!
2 out, and fall back.
Here comes trouble.
Let's do this.
Oh good, didn't even get through the armor.
Got you.
You've got them!
These savages lose any hint of humanity once Eden gets to them. Keep your finger on the trigger if you want to live. Crash sites down this path. Looks like we'll have to get through the gate.
Sure, sure. Let's just poke around real quick, make sure we're not walking past anything. generally speaking, the game is very, very plot-driven. It has a linear narrative that it wants you to follow. There's not a lot of agency offered, but the story is interesting. The characters are fun, if a bit stereotypical. And there's fun to be had with the combat and exploration. It's kind of an interactive horror movie experience.
Voila!
Though I certainly do think it could benefit from some actual choice and consequence. But, you know, at the same time, I get why a studio, especially a studio going all out with full voice acting, might be hesitant to... There's our inventory. Might be hesitant to go down that road. It is very much a resource sink. Mark 1 rifle. We'll go ahead and toss that to Fidel, since he's the slightly less mobile of our two. That way he can pop a shot and hug cover, while Solar remains our more mobile flanker. Still pretty light on ammo, but we should hopefully be able to turn that around before too much longer. I'm not sure what the full squad size is. You get up to 3 in the demo, but I want to say it feels like there's room for 4. Loot on the far side of that truck. We'll have to remember that.
Commander, you should see this.
A recruitment poster for Svetlov's cult. Will you look at that? 10 benefits of joining. Brainwashing disguised as freedom. Sick fuck!
I mean, I feel like there might be some actual benefits to not being in the sovereignty, but I suppose it's a bit early to judge. It is interesting, because on the one hand, it definitely feels very heavy-handed, but it is also in the midst of a zombie apocalypse, so, you know.
Any sign of the pilot yet?
Your signal's breaking up. Repeat.
Pilot status. Repeat. Goddamn Stone Age tech.
I don't know. I kind of like Stone Age radio. But I am a fan of hard rock. Okay, should be getting our crafting tutorial here momentarily. Anytime now. Hey, there we go. Yeah, again, nothing really groundbreaking, but Chains of Freedom does have a very basic crafting system, which we will use to shore up our ammo count. As with many games that have a lighter crafting system, especially survival horror type games, crafting is primarily focused on consumables and ammunition, as opposed to actual full-on weapons or equipment. Ah, this part. Yeah, see, this is about where I started wishing we had more agency. Gentlemen?
Who goes there? Peacekeepers, under direct sovereignty command. We need your ammunition to neutralize Svetlov's heretics.
We've given more than enough to your kind. Take your campaign elsewhere.
There must be a misunderstanding. We're not your enemy. We stand for unity under the sovereignty.
We recognize no sovereignty, and we sure as hell don't take orders from it.
Listen carefully. Refusal to cooperate is an act of defiance against the sovereignty. You defy the very peace it upholds.
Your peace is a plague here. Leave now, or we will have to defend our land.
We're done talking.
Oh, Fidel, man, you really make it hard to root for you. Alright, let's fight these villagers. Villagers. Uncoordinated and ill-equipped, armed with farming tools and vintage firearms. Intel. Superstitious and dark, these remote inhabitants would rather die than recognize the legitimacy of the sovereignty's rule. Yeah, I don't feel great about this, but, you know, again, it is a zombie apocalypse scenario. So, you know, conflicts between survivors is pretty inevitable. Let's get this done. And given that guy's hunkered down, that actually gives us a good excuse to use Focus Aim, which allows us to increase our accuracy at the cost of extra AP. Sorry, Elder Ivan, I think your name was. Nothing personal. Just doing what's got to be done.
I'm rolling.
Well executed.
New target spotted. Get ready to engage.
Right. Yeah, we've got enemy waves. Gotcha. That is a somewhat recurring scenario they throw you into. I mean, ultimately, the game is largely just a series of set-piece battles that it walks you through with a few optional ones on the side, but they do mix it up with different types of enemies, slightly different win conditions. In this particular case, it's a wave battler, as waves of villagers rush out to fight us, or
I see more enemies incoming.
Or perhaps more accurately, rush out to run into our bullets.
Yes.
But later fights introduce new win conditions. Generally speaking, that is kind of the vibe I get for the game overall. While things are relatively simple throughout the demo, they do slowly but steadily add additional layers of complexity on top of that as you progress.
Good job.
All right.
I do think ultimately it will still end up landing on the tactics light side, but again, for a first-time effort, definitely not bad. Especially with the general production value, the comic-style art, the full voice acting, etc.
New target spotted. Get ready to engage.
Oh, not the old lady. I'm going to feel really bad about this. Ma'am, I am so sorry about this. I don't have any melee weapons, so I'm going to have to, beat you to death. Well, this feels terrible.
Well done.
Brace yourself.
No, ladies, please.
Standing by.
Guns out, leaves 2 melee left. We'll hang back, conserve ammo. I will say, as awful as this is, I do believe they say something about them being infected after.
Let's get this show rolling.
Taking position.
Lovely. Changing position. Lights out.
They had Eden biocrystal lesions.
That's what distrusting the Sovereign gets you. A quick spread of disease, followed by a bullet to the head. If these rebels had any sense, we wouldn't need to execute such measures.
They seemed defeated. Like they knew they didn't stand a chance. Like whatever they feared must have been worse than death itself.
Exactly. They're living proof of a world untamed by the Sovereignty's hand. Chaos, illness, paranoia. Nothing good comes of it.
Okay, see, yeah, that does make me feel slightly better. Obviously, Fidel's laying it on pretty thick there, but from what we are seeing of this world, it's one that is largely overwhelmed by this crystalline bio-disease that infects people and turns them into cannibalistic monsters. And if these people were indeed showing signs of infection, which wouldn't be surprising considering what we found at their front gate, it does make sense to a certain degree. They'd simply be resigned to meet a cleaner death than to turn into one of those things, as grim as it may be, but again, fairly stereotypical for your average zombie apocalypse scenario. There's the other side of our truck, which nets us our first herbs, usable for an assortment of medical supplies. And yeah, I think that's actually our first optional, like actual missable optional area. Pretty obvious, but you know, in theory, if we had just walked straight on past, we could have missed all that extra loot. In fact, let me make sure there's nothing else we're missing. There's no highlight button in this game. Items are tagged as interactable via proximity. Think we're good. Though again, a proper map function or mini-map or something would make it a mite bit easier to make sure we're not missing things. Actually. Huh. Look at that.
Half of those gravestones look fresh. They must have collectively decided to refuse the immunizer.
And now they're collectively paying the price. Keep moving.
In the face of evil, bless us with redemption.
Okay, yeah, this is something I missed my first time through. Sickle. That's fun. So what does that do? Lower damage but bleed. Oh wow, no, that's actually higher damage. Plus bleed. Very high crit chance too. Okay, well we don't have a primary weapon for Sola yet. Otherwise I'd toss it to him. So we'll just slap it on Fidel for now. But once we find a new primary, we'll shuffle things around a bit. Man, so we really have to pay attention to our environments. That the interaction radius on the fence jump and gate were very small, so easily overlooked. And here's our stealth tutorial. And I'll go ahead and say it right now. Definitely weaker than it is in Mutant Year Zero.
Conserve ammo. Sneak past him.
Good. Not really up for taking more innocent lives.
fuck their lives. They're past saving. It's the ammo you should worry about.
Alright, easy, buddy. I will say, though, from a gameplay standpoint, it's actually kind of funny because sneaking past these guys technically costs you more ammo than engaging them, because if you sneak past, you miss all the loot. Sorry, bud.
Changing position.
Well played!
So I guess really it's less about conserving ammo and more about the morality of the situation, which is murky at best. I mean, even now, actually, we can see there's wasted, infected corpses right next to that guy. Really does kind of play up the whole idea that these guys are just sort of nihilistically resigned to their fates. I don't know, it's one of those situations where, like, it's kind of hard to really imagine what you might do because, you know, obviously most folks have never been in a situation like that. As I've said before, personally, I do not think I would last very long in any real horror movie scenario. I'm just too genre savvy for my own good. I wouldn't believe it was really happening until it was too late. I'd be that bozo who went out to prove that people were worrying about nothing, only to suffer some graphic, illustrative fate to help sell just how serious the scenario really is.
Damn. Just noticed my grappling hook's damaged.
Then fix it.
I need a new cable.
All right, let's stay on the lookout for one. I can smell the wreckage. Aluminum, ash, burnt plastic. We're close.
Oh, the grappling hook. Yes, I've been waiting to get that thing back up and running. That is a lot of fun. But one thing at a time. We've still got some errant squatties to track down.
Vulture's already scavenging Sovereign's property.
Hey! Get your hands off my chopper! Our tough, our rules. Leave, or you'll go down like your buddy did.
Got enough firepower to back up that big mouth of yours.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah, see, this guy I feel less bad about shooting.
Let's get this show rolling.
Smuggler Vulture. Lightly armed and capable of maneuvering, flanking, and using cover. Intel, murderous outlaws with no allegiance to any faction, driven solely by their self-interest. Believed to be illegally supplying resources to Svetlov's anti-sovereignty campaign. Oh, hush you. You had me at murderous outlaws. See, I would much rather be mixing it up with these guys than with, their nihilistic neighbors. Also, you've really got to love a guy who tough talks his way into a gunfight while standing right out in the middle of the open. A master strategist, this man is not. But he might make some decent fertilizer. Ow.
I'm hit!
Oof, goodness.
Here we go.
RNG is not being kind.
Yeah?
Alright, let's clear our flank. Nice, nice. Blood loss should drop him before he gets another go.
Ready.
Yeah, GOTs are a bit weird in this game because they trigger immediately upon acquiring, but then also at the beginning of each subsequent turn. So there is a bit of a double dip there. Ah, shoot. Okay. Alright, so 2 still active. Hug cover. That one drops.
Nice try.
That stings.
Ah. Yeah, man. RIG definitely being tougher on me this time out than it was the first time through.
Yeah?
One out. And Sola. Come on, buddy. You got this.
Good job.
Those people didn't look like any villagers or miners I've ever seen.
They had some military training. Not completely useless. But not sovereignty tactics either.
Sure, sure. I will say, it is nice to fight people who can actually fight back. Ooh, pipe bomb. Yes, please. Also, submachine gun. Nice to have a second primary, but rapid fire, low damage per hit. Definitely not an ideal weapon for ammo conservation. Still, for lack of other options, we'll go ahead and slap it on for now. I suppose that does kind of highlight one of the more immersion-breaking abstractions of this game, though far from one unique to this game, which is all these guys we're fighting. They are also dropping guns, which we cannot take. Your stereotypical forced scarcity. Featured in many a game, survival horror especially. But we work with what we've got. Let's go find Corbin and also Derek, who is definitely still alive.
They went into the cave.
That explains the radio break.
Vulture's Vault. And back in familiar territory.
Another Eden growth. This is worse than I thought. Wasn't the spread supposed to be under control by now?
Enough questions. Keep it moving.
I mean, I don't know, man. That sounded like a pretty good question to me. One does wonder at the true nature of these mysterious blood diamonds.
This place looks like an abandoned mine.
Probably was. The sovereignty used to have these territories in order before the savages threw everything into chaos.
Seems like they've repurposed it for something else now.
Ladder's not blocked up.
Check this out.
What is it?
Pharmaceutical equipment. All still boxed up. Unused.
Yeah, so they've definitely changed a few things up since our first time through. When we came in with Corbin. That's the route he took through the locked gate there, so we have to detour around. Does make you wonder how the vultures avoided the killer bat monster, if they're using this place as storage.
We can use this.
Military equipment? Huh. Guess these people aren't just honest workers.
No surprise there.
Spare pipe bomb. I will happily make use of that. And optional area.
Shit. Arms up. This creature won't go down easy. Brace yourself.
Yeah, I've got to say, the bat was a lot cuter. This guy, a mite bit less so. Hard scale. Performs devastating attacks with its long-reaching claws. Becomes significantly more agile upon shedding its crystalline Eden armor. Neat. Again, nothing groundbreaking, but nice to see some variety. Also, they've set us up with some very conspicuously placed explosive barrels, which we will take full advantage of. Might as well take a few pot shots while we're at it.
Taking position.
Oh, come on.
Standing by.
Let's get this guy over a barrel.
Throwing a grenade.
Nice, nice. About 40%. Let's be careful, though. It did mention these guys get significantly faster once you strip all that armor. Yeah, just hang back.
Taking position.
Oh, okay.
Look sharp.
Right, because the pipe bomb applied the crippled status. That actually does put a bit of a crimp in our plan.
Damn.
Oh, for goodness sake. Round two.
Hit confirmed.
Hey, there you go. And let's see how fast this guy actually moves. Oh, well, that wasn't bad at all. This poor guy never stood a chance.
Time to get Drakiith, what's up? Taking position. You gotta be shitting me.
Oh, Sola. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that away from you. That is not an efficient use of our bullets.
On my way!
Ever seen one of those things before?
No, but there are no guarantees with Eden. It mutates unpredictably, just like it behaves. So stay sharp.
Look at this biocrystal. We can use this.
Can we? Well, I'm sure there's a multifaceted discussion to be had there, but for now, I guess we'll do as the tutorial suggests. I mean, I've got to say, auto graze on miss does sound pretty appealing, even if it does come with potential horrifying long-term side effects. Fidel's got 2 slots to play with. We'll toss it to him for now. And I also find it interesting how they laid out the biocrystal inventory here. We can see there's 10 by 7, so an implied 70 crystals in total throughout the game. My first time through the demo, I want to say I ended with about 8 or 9 crystals total, which might imply the overall campaign is relatively short. That would imply, what, a 20-hour campaign? That's not bad for a fully voiced cinematic CRPG experience. Oh yes, let's go grab our shoddy. That's an AoE weapon, so we won't have to worry about Sola whiffing once we've got it equipped. Redmont M31. Room seems clear. Let's go ahead and get that equipped. And yeah, let's go ahead and get that handgun re-equipped on Fidel. With 18 AP, that'll give him 2 shots per round. And then he's still got the uppercut as a melee option. Alright, on we go. Oh, right, we've still got this locked gate here as well, but we'll worry about that once we found a key.
More lab equipment.
They don't strike me as scientists, though. Why would they be moving all this?
They're smuggling it. Lucrative business these days, if you don't have a conscience.
Smugglers, huh? That would explain the remote location.
Damn lawless scum.
How long have you been doing this, Commander?
Long enough to know. The sovereignty is the reason we're not all dead.
Must have been something, seeing it all go to hell and back.
Hell is right. Anarchy and madness ruled. It was the sovereignty that restored sanity. Remember that. Now, eyes on the mission.
Still laying it on pretty thick, but maybe I didn't give him enough credit for nuance. You know, it's something I used to do when I watched horror movies. I'm trying to put myself in his shoes based on what he's describing as his life experiences to try to... Oh, hello there. What's that? Oh, right. That's behind the locked gate. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, we'll worry about that later. But yeah. if Fidel here has been around since the original outbreak, if he saw the sovereignty rise up to try to provide some bastion of stability or safety against an otherwise world-ending threat. Derek? Oh no, the bat. Also Derek, I guess. R.I.P., buddy. We'll always have that loading screen.
We've got more free live cargo here.
Come get some, you bastards.
Live cargo?
Don't worry about it. I'm sure it's fine.
Time to shine!
All right, another stand-up fight. More conspicuously placed explosive barrels, though unfortunately we've got these two other guys right on top of us, so I feel like we should probably prioritize them. What's the range on that shoddy? Okay, yeah, we can definitely work with that. 10 AP to fire, so we'll push up. Make sure we have enough to tuck back into cover after. Oh, wow, that is...
Lovely.
You know what? Seeing that actually play out, I can definitely see why that man died.
Right.
The barrel was touching his chest. Now this guy...
You've got them!
Too far for the pistol, so just hunker down. Let's put ourselves at a better angle here. Oh, that works. Extra shells. Bonus.
Touched it!
Well, since we just picked up a couple of spares, I guess we can afford to burn one. We'll flank and spank.
Hit me.
Oh, come on.
Well executed. Heads up. Reinforcements incoming.
We'll assume from the same direction, so... tuck into cover. Clear this other guy out. Too far to melee. We'll have to gun it.
Moving.
That'll do. Hunker down.
Dig in! We have more incoming!
Smuggler Enforcer. Armored brute capable of shooting several targets at once. Injuries trigger Enraged, potentially causing him to attack allies.
Time to dance!
Well, that's fun. Though really, I'd rather just kill you outright than take my chances with the RNG. Methinks it's time to burn off that second pipe bomb.
Well done.
Oh, shoot. Okay, well that's not what I was going for at all. I mean, we still killed one and wounded the big guy. Oh, interesting. But the the non-explosive barrel completely shielded the explosive barrel.
All right.
So explosives are directional from point of impact. That is good to know. Honestly, kind of surprised they actually accounted for that. That's a bit more granularity than I was really expecting. Still leaves us in good shape, though.
Taking position.
Enemies on the move.
They've missed.
Big guy's about to burn. Small guy's an easy target. Let's go for the small guy first. Make sure we drop him.
Target hit!
That'll do. And, you know, just to be sure.
Lights out.
Commander, Derek's dead. So is the pilot.
Shit.
What now?
You see Corbin's body?
Not here, no.
Corbin, do you copy? No response. Let's keep moving.
I mean, they were talking about live captures when you walked in. Detectives, you two are not. R.I.P.D.
Power generator. Very old Sovereign model. It was used to operate grounded machinery.
Neat.
Still functional. Wow.
Right, and that'll no doubt lead back to the machine that Corbin couldn't activate before. We caught a glimpse of it on the way over. Not really much going on in here. Which way are we supposed to go? Locked gates down there, so... Oh, right, and let's see what that crystal does. Transcendental Relic. Plus 10 max HP, plus carryover. At the end of your turn, transfer up to 8 unused AP to the next. Well, that will go right to Fidel. Help offset that naturally lower AP. Might as well top him off while we're at it. Oh ho, Storekeeper's Key. No doubt for that gate we passed earlier. Let's go knock that out. And I will say this definitely highlights the game's need for some sort of jog or run function. That is one thing I will ding the game for. I can live with a lack of player agency where story is concerned. Some games just want to tell a story, that's fine. It is, however, important to have basic user-friendly features. C16 Boron. A simple revolver that packs a punch but lacks modern precision. Higher damage, lower accuracy. Higher crit chance. I think we'll err on the side of accuracy. Nice to have a backup piece, though, for when we collect our Corbin. I'll also say, I do question a revolver doing more damage despite using the same ammunition as our weaker, quote-unquote, semi-auto. I'm not exactly a gun guy, but I don't think that's quite how it works. Then again, hardly the first game that's made an abstraction where ammo simplification is concerned. I think it's safe to say that most game developers aren't gun guys. Ah, I see. I suppose that gate we just opened would have also led us right out to the storekeeper's area. Kind of hard to tell that without a map. Celestial Dew. Slab of Devourment. Let's have a look. Celestial Dew, plus 5 AP, but also Forsaken. This character dies immediately without entering the downstate if all HP are lost. And Slab of Devourment, plus 5 accuracy, and Ghoul. Killing an enemy restores 15% HP. Ooh, that's fun. Based on our experiences thus far, I feel like if there's one thing we're going to be doing a lot of in this game, it is killing. Alright, you know what? Let's slab Fidel. And we'll toss the Transcendental Relic over to Sola. He's kind of turning into our CQC guy anyway. Plus, it does make him slightly tankier.
Stay low.
Right, coming up on another stealth segment here.
Will this fit your grappling hook?
Tough, flexible, good length. Can't wait to test it out.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Solas's grappling hook is a lot of fun. It's actually funny because here it specifies you should use it to get up to elevation. That is definitely not what I ended up using it for. But just you wait and see. That thing is a hoot. Looks like we won't have to wait long either. Let me just make sure we're not missing anything on approach.
Heads up. Multiple hostiles.
And here we go. Yeah, we've got a bunch of guys, including one up in the tower there. We are going to take them out, but I just want to get into a more advantageous position first. I do find it interesting they highlighted the ungroup button during that early sneak tutorial.
Stay low. Hostiles in sight.
But much like in Mutant Year Zero, the people tagging along behind you actually can't be spotted. Though I suppose the ungroup feature could still come in handy with setting up more elaborate ambushes. Not really much of a concern with our current two-man crew. Ooh, that's an enforcer. We'll want to make sure he's near a barrel when we kick things off. Can we be spotted if we go up here? I didn't try that my first time through. I ducked into that building out back. Oh yeah, look at that. No one ever looks up. Oop, oh, scratch that. Okay, no, he actually did almost spot us there, so let's not push our luck. Let's top off on ammo and then we'll get this party started. Yeah, that dotted line you saw, that indicated the enemy had line of sight to us. If they maintain that long enough, it starts combat with the enemies getting automatic initiative. It's not great. Hence why I prefer going on the offensive as opposed to skulking about. Speaking of which, here we go. Light 'em up.
Confirmed.
Nice, nice. Wasn't actually sure the Molotov would set that off, but it did indeed. And now for this guy. Oh, okay, well, that's not quite what I was going for, but at least he's on fire, I guess. Those gridless directionals on AoEs get kind of weird.
Nice try.
Ah, nice. And grappling hook. This is how grappling hooks work. My legs. Oh, come on, really? Going over the fire lit me on fire? Again, slightly janky, but good to know. Not sure we actually have any way to extinguish fire. Oh, wow. He tanked that. Ow. Oh, wow. Okay. Huh. I didn't even know that could happen. That is unfortunate, but it could have definitely played out worse. Now the sniper.
And stay down.
Nice.
Buckle up.
That also topped Fidel back off thanks to the slab of devourment. And honestly, we're in pretty good shape, all things considered. Let's get Sola back in the fray. This is how grappling hooks work. My legs. Sola away! Oh, that is so fun.
Got movement at 12 o'clock.
I love that grappling hook. It is ridiculous in all the best ways. The extra planar fire, though, that I could probably live without, but again, like I said, good to know how that works. And, you know, hopefully something they'll polish up a bit for the actual full launch. As always, I should stress this is an early demo build. Hard to say what might change by the time this game actually does hit full launch. Aster of Corruption. Crossbow bolts. Deformed lens. Let's see what these do. Aster of Corruption, +5 evasion and compromised. Active skill. All enemies within a 10-meter radius get compromised. Killing a compromised enemy rewards 8 AP. Okay. Well, I mean, it's an expensive active skill. 6 AP to activate with a 4-round cooldown. And Deformed Lens. +15 accuracy, but -2 AP. Nah, I think I'm pretty happy with what we've got. Let's see what other goodies we've got lying around. Again, most of which we would have missed had we pushed by via stealth. Also, we can see an enemy in the background there. Oh wow, a full-on biocrystal. Okay, we'll see that. Like that right there really does kind of indicate that you shouldn't stealth. Because that is a unique item. Yeah, I definitely did not see that my first time through. That's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not going to use it, but still nice to find something I missed. That and the scythe both. Pipe bomb. Yes, please.
A black book lies open, revealing detailed trade logs. It lists entries for weapons, tactical gear, and lab equipment. Among the various entries, there is a sketch of the harness, noted as part of transactions with the collective.
Looks kind of like the spinal harness from Spider-Man 2, the Sam Raimi one with Dr. Octopus. It's also interesting because I believe that's like the first real indication we've gotten of cybernetics in this setting. Thus far, it's really more been about those biocrystals.
Look at this! Svetlov's in deep. He's paying a fortune for those biocrystals. And a bunch of heavy ammunition, too.
You're right. And this harness, ever heard of it?
No... It must be some type of lab apparatus.
Check it out. There's a major trade happening at the dam soon. Svetlov's planning something big. If we're lucky, he'll show himself. This is our chance to take him out. We intercept this, and we can end him.
About time. Let's trap this snake and finish him for good.
Indeed. I'm sure that's exactly how it'll play out. Sliver of Vitality. Oh, and armor plates, thank goodness. Yeah, we have long been out of armor. Let's go ahead and get that back up. Armor plates, quick slot items, provides armor points when used, protects the wearer from physical damage and explosions, and provides immunity to blood loss. Well, that's cool. As has been pretty well demonstrated throughout our fights prior, armor isn't so much a worn item in this game as it is simply a unablative secondary health pool. Also, Sliver of Vitality, plus 5% crit chance. Each crit restores 10% HP to every ally. Very nice. Though, again, I'm pretty happy with what we've got, so we'll sit on that one for now.
Hey, there's someone locked up in one of those cages over there.
Sovereign, lend us your strength, for we
fight in your name.
Igor! Two more lockheads here.
Didn't feel like sneaking this time? Yeah, fair enough. Smuggler Phantom. Snipes from a distance using a powerful crossbow. Commands allies by marking targets. Also just has a very smug, come at me bro kind of demeanor. Nobody really likes those guys. A couple of explosive barrels. What's the range on that pipe bomb? You know what? We are coming up on the end here. Let's go all in. We'll bomb rush with Fidel. Have Sola clear the flank.
Well played!
That'll do. Fall back. Now this guy. This is how grappling hooks work. Ah, my legs. Oh, shoot. But now we can't get back into cover because this guy's still alive.
Enemies on the move.
Well executed.
Don't point at me. That's rude.
I'm taking hits!
Well, that was ruder. Also, they should probably put a cooldown on that grappling hook.
Hit him hard.
As much fun as it is, I do feel a little silly. Just zooping all over the battlefield. But, you know, since I can. This is how grappling hooks work. Ah, my knees. Hi.
Red eliminated.
Wait, did we miss someone? Huh. Not gonna lie, I completely forgot that guy was there.
Time to get Drakiith.
And for once, the grappling hook will not suffice.
Ready.
Actually, you know what? Just fall back. We know this guy can't run fast enough to keep up, so he'll either have to run into the fire or go around the long way.
On my way.
Ah, I see you have chosen fire. Well, in that case, I'm not going to go over it because thermal updrafts or what have you. Yeah, let's just go around. We've got the extra points banked. This is how grappling hooks work. Oh, snap. Well, you know what? That's fair. Live by the grappling hook, die by the grappling hook. We had a good run.
Taking position.
Got enemy activity.
That's fine. I totally had that coming. Yeah, I got too goofy for my own good.
Corbin, you all right?
I think so.
Cut the chatter. Corbin, what's the situation?
It was bad. We stumbled on a mutated bat, and it got Derek. Next thing I knew, I was locked up in here, getting interrogated by smugglers. They pushed hard for sovereignty intel, but I didn't give them anything.
Good job keeping quiet. Those smugglers are having an exchange with Svetlov at the dam soon. This is our shot to take him down.
I saw them moving boxes from this cave behind the fence into the elevator. They must be heading to the dam right now.
Then that's where we're going. Move out.
And welcome back, Corbin. Let's see if we can get you properly equipped, bud. There should be a... Yes, there it is. Crossbow. Long range, high accuracy, but low ammo cap. I believe a high crit weapon as well. So we'll toss him the revolver and the... Yeah, the hunting crossbow. 25% crit chance. And then we'll also give him that, that one crystal that heals on crits. Anything else? Elevator's not active yet, so I guess we'll investigate yonder cave.
Don't touch anything.
Their in-crates didn't have any isolation. I think it's fine.
I mean, if you say so, Sola.
Only one way to know for sure.
Yeah, I guess so. What do we have to lose? Place of power. It appears that these mysterious structures enhance the body's tolerance to biocrystals, allowing your squad to enjoy more of their benefits. Select a character, hold confirm, grant an additional bio slot. Distribute them wisely, as they cannot be reassigned. I do wonder if using these things, or not using them, will actually matter in the final game.
That feels... different.
Yeah, well, I mean, considering these things turn people into monsters, I would imagine so. Seed of Solace. And Newborn Nova. But yeah, I mean, it does very much feel like one of those mechanics that you ultimately have to kind of avoid to get the best ending. Newborn Nova, plus 10 max HP, and Willpower, active skill that immediately removes all negative status effects. Aha, so that's how you would stop being on fire. And Seed of Solace, plus 3 AP, active skill that heals each ally for 25 HP. Oh, wow. Well, we'll toss that straight to Corbin. He'll basically be our sort of de facto medic. And then for Sola, I guess we'll give him... Oh, let's give him that one that... Yeah, the Aster of Corruption. The one that grants him bonus AP on kill. He'll have a slightly easier time potentially using it, since he also has that carryover crystal. And I guess that's it, so back outside.
What the? Hey, you! Let's make it quick. We're on the clock here.
Are we?
Let's get this show rolling.
There are a few baddies scattered behind cover. Phantom in back. I think that barrel's set up in a way that it wouldn't hit that guy behind cover.
Let's do this.
Or perhaps it would.
Uh-huh.
Well, let's not commit to that just yet. Let's see what else we can do. Because we do have this guy right here as well.
Standing by.
Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and knock him out. That'll make things easier.
Well executed.
Nice, nice.
Standing by.
I would like to push that barrel, but it's tough to do without exposing ourselves.
Here.
Yes.
This is how grappling hooks work. Ow, my legs. I might regret this, but it's already done. Tuck and cover.
Taking position. Enemy is on the move.
Try again, asshole.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that actually worked out. This is how grappling hooks work. Ow, my ankles. Ow, right through that bridge, huh? Sure, why not? Phantom's too far back. You know, that is one other thing this game could use, is a proper Overwatch system. But at the same time, I can kind of understand why you wouldn't. Since once you introduce a basic Overwatch system, it does tend to push the player into a much more inherently defensive playstyle.
I'm here. Copy.
Although completely absurd, the grappling hook does encourage some pretty aggressive antics.
Down you go. Prepare for reinforcements.
Oh, wow. Waves and a timer.
Prepare to engage.
That's a pretty rough combo. Oh, my goodness.
More hostiles on their way. Look sharp.
How you hanging in there, Corbin? You know what, why don't you, Oh! Are you... Okay. Well, that is not quite what I was going for. But I guess it's fine. Now see, that is how grappling hooks work.
Rest in pieces.
Fall back.
Enemies on the move. Nice try.
Oh, come on.
Is that all you've got?
AoEs remain inscrutable. But it's fine. I think we're good. Rations for regen.
This should help.
Finish the Phantom.
Mount!
Well played!
Ooh, bonus.
Hey,
That actually topped Sola back off.
And stay down.
Flank clear. Which just leaves the big guy. Fall back.
changing position.
Nice, nice. Though I was kind of hoping he'd walk through the fire, but I guess he was smart enough to not actually do that. Hibbity hup. Oh, interesting. So elevated obstacles can, in fact, block our grappling hook. Well, that is very sad. But I guess it is how grappling hooks work.
En route.
Ready.
Up the elevator, now. Let's finish this asshole.
You might want to change where you place the inflection in that sentence, but, you know, what do I know? And alas, with the last of our foes felled, and our meager loot collected, we ascend to the heavens. and leave this hell behind. But yeah, that's it. That is the demo for Chains of Freedom from Nordcurrent Labs. And I've got to say, not too shabby. I mean, obviously there's room for improvement. I'd love to see more granularity. The AoEs are a bit messy. There was some general inconsistency with some of the cover rules. And of course, it would be nice to see more actual player agency with some of those story decisions, but for what it is, what seems to be a medium-length cinematic CRPG experience, I feel like it's pretty solid, especially considering, as aforementioned, I don't believe Nordcurrent has done any games of this type before, so it does very much have the feel of the sort of game that one might make if they're just testing the waters for what is, as much as I hate to admit it, a very niche genre. While I would personally love to see something a bit more complex, I will also be the first to admit that would absolutely limit its appeal. I feel like this hits a pretty good medium between somewhat granular tactical play and a more cinematic storytelling experience. I like the art, I like the voice acting, I like a number of the tactical options, especially the grappling hook, if that were somehow not obvious. Although there is little in the way of player agency for story beats. I did like that there were a lot of little side areas to explore. You know, they weren't terribly involved, but there were a lot of items to find hidden in nooks and crannies. While I could certainly quibble about a number of the ways they set things up, a number of the limitations or slightly lacking elements, no map, for example, no run button, overall, very enjoyable. I think it will ultimately, of course, come down to the final price tag as to whether or not people feel it's worth the money, especially depending on the overall campaign length. But what's there looks pretty impressive, especially for a first-time foray out into that particular field. Hopefully it does well enough for them that they might get more ambitious with future TBTs. That's it. That is, of course, just my personal opinion, and I'm curious to see what y'all might think. Feel free to let me know in the comments down below, or go check out the demo for yourself. It should still be available. I believe this is one of the ones that remained active post-Next Fest. This was Chains of Freedom from Nordcurrent Labs, currently slated for a 2025 release. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you might like to see me revisit this one once it hits full launch. And who knows? Perhaps I'll see you then.